snaking it, 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 snaking it. At me here, snaking it. So I've been kind of obsessed with this grapple from the past package thing. The last two videos I've had grapple with the past, which lets you play your graveyard, and this is just another version. I kind of did this as sort of a guy on Reddit was talking about my last video and how I said ramp was in kind of a good spot right now, and he made a green-red ramp deck, and I played a little bit of it, and it was fine. But I wanted to do the grapple with the past things, so I took his list and I put grapple from the past stuff in it. But I also put angels in it just to be funny. I just wanted to see if like putting Bruna and Gisela in the graveyard and then getting it back with stuff and casting giant amounts of things was a thing. So basically, that's what the deck's trying to do. As usual, it has the typical Vessel, Grapple, like, package. Gotta have Reclamation Sage, as I said in the last video. Tireless Tracker is good when you're ramping, because you just get to draw extra cards. Sylvan Advocate's good when you're ramping, because you get a 4/5 really fast. Nissa, once again, if you're putting a bunch of lands into play, you flip it. Now, we got Radiant Flames and Planar Outburst as the sweepers, because you know, you just like, if you're trying to do janky ass stuff that goes long, you need some sweepers, and if you're in red white, those are pretty good ones. And of course, Ishkana is just a big stally creature. I don't have black to activate it, but it just like puts stuff in the way. I basically played all the angels that matter. Bruna, Gisela, Linvala, Avacyn. I got them all in there. I didn't put Pulse of Murasa in this deck because Linvala gains life and Gisela gains life, and I wanted the grapples more. Actually put a Gaia's Revenge in because if you're doing hard ramp, and this is ramping a little bit harder than the last couple decks that I posted, it's really good against control. You can get it just chump blocked a bunch of times, which is a bummer, but considering we can let them like trade 2 guys for it and then get it back from the graveyard and do it again is good. And similarly, if you're gonna ramp, you may as well Ulamog. This Ulamog's a lot faster than the other decks. Usually the best way to win is just to ramp into Chandra really fast. Like turn 5 Chandra is enough to be a winner often. But the real key here is Nahiri. You can ultimate her pretty quickly. It says search your library for an artifact creature card, put it into play. Gains haste, and then you can put it in your hand at the end of the next step. Well, a lot of times you'll go against opposing planeswalkers, and they won't be able to interact with Nahiri very easily because they have planeswalkers, unless it's Gideon, of course. Gideon's just bullshit. But if you -8, you can find Bruna the Fading Light. She'll come in, swing for 5, then she'll return to your hand, and you can cast her and get another angel back. Her coming into play from Nahiri doesn't actually trigger this ability because you have to cast Bruna to make that happen. But this deck is really trying to do this thing. The Flying First Strike, Vigilance, Lifelink. Opponents can't cast spells with converted mana cost 3 or less, which basically destroys every way to kill this except for Planar Outburst and like Obnixilis. So that's what this deck's trying to do, is do just unfair things as fast as possible. The worst card in the deck is Eldritch Evolution. I put this in here just because, like, if you have Avacyn, you can find Bruna, and even though, like, Eldritch Evolution, putting it onto the battlefield doesn't, like, trigger the ability to get Avacyn back, it's still nice because they'll have to deal with the 5/7, and then when they kill it, you can grapple it back. You can also sacrifice any of these 4 and 5 mana creatures to find Woodland Bellower, which does trigger when it enters the battlefield, and Greenwarden of Murasa to play with your graveyard again. So this is just a Ramp Graves deck, and it's really stupid. And this is basically the whole deal. It does have the red white manland, which is the worst one, but being able to clear the board with Planar Outburst, grapple with the past, you return Sylvan Advocate to the board, play Sylvan Advocate on your next turn, activate Needle Spires, and you swing for 8, usually uncontested, so that's pretty busted. Let's play some games. I actually made this deck in quite a bit of haste, and I posted it on Reddit just in someone else's topic, just so they could see what I was doing. It was like a first pass. It got a lot of criticism for not having enough land and stuff. Incidentally, since then I've added a land, but you know, it's fine. You know, you put a deck out there. Some people think it's not good enough, but incidentally, I'm 16-4 with this deck, which I think that's good enough. I think 80% does it. This is a little slow because it's double tapped land. I think I'll try another one. This has less action, but it also has more action. Because we can find a lot of the stuff that we don't currently have with this. Because Oath of Nissa will find something, Vessel will find something, and then Grapple will find something that was milled off the Vessel. Presumably. Jump over here, little kitten. It's magic time. Oh, those big purrs. I just got a kitten. He's little. Alright, so I think we want Advocate here because we can get Bruna back later when we have enough mana. Oh, you and your purrs. I think here we'll go with the Oath and the Advocate. Ooh, double grapple in the graveyard is bad. That means this grapple is going to have to get a lot of mileage. Listen to all those purrs. Brr. So this is pretty irritating. I could just never kill this thing. It's just so annoying. Just makes this blocker forever. The annoying thing is I could Radiant Flames and I still wouldn't kill it. It's kind of a problem. So I'm just gonna wait on that Radiant Flames. I'll Radiant Flames on turn 6 when my guy gets bigger. Maybe. Because by then, I'll be forced to do something to this Nissa. Because it'll be so high. And then I can follow it up with a Linvala. Or maybe I don't know. I just don't know what I can do. It's just so tough getting in at this thing when you don't have a flyer right away. This is probably an Ob Nixilis, Distended Mindbender. That's pretty terrible. So he'll probably take the grapple. That would be terrible. Yeah, we definitely lost this game. I could get the Bruna, and he'll just put that in the yard. Then we can have this Linvala later. The Radiant Flames goes away, but there's nothing we could do about it because we weren't going to be able to get in on this 5/5 anyway with our 4/5. So that was just hopeless. The only way we're going to even have a chance to win is to have this Linvala come down and kill this Nissa. Yeah, this is pretty horrendous. Guess the lesson is I should have just Radiant Flames right then. But how could I have known that he'd have the nut Abzan draw? So we basically have to play this Linvala and pray, because if it dies, and it's probably going to die, I'll just have absolutely no chance of winning. Without getting ramp spell, chump block into Ulamog. Oh god. Really? 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 God. Ridiculous. Fucking ridiculous, man. God. Oh, sure. Have another thing. No chance to win. Well, I mean, that's an amazing draw, but we certainly have to go with the flyer. We have to pray we do damage to some of these planeswalkers. It's pretty important. I mean, this deck goes long pretty well, but I mean, double Planeswalker plus this 3-for-1 that happened against us is pretty horrendous. Tough to beat. If he has a way to kill both of these flyers, we definitely lose the game instantaneously, because the Greenwarden can get back the flyers, but too slowly. So Nissa will ultimate, and he'll have a million cards again, and that'll be the end of the game. I mean, these are the types of things you have to deal with. I've actually played quite a bit of Abzan in this format with these exact cards that he's playing, and it's actually I have a losing record with it, which really surprises me. The way I've lost with it is in inexplicable fashion. It's like my worst deck, which is weird because I often lose to it, so I don't really understand. I think I just get nut drawed against, and like I usually have amazing hands with it, but somehow I'll lose anyway. Because everything I'm doing in Abzan seems so powerful. Like, everything they've done seems so strong. I think if he just planar outbursted here, it would be the worst thing ever. But maybe all he has is a... Hopefully all he has is Blessed Alliance, so that we can just sacrifice this Advocate. So I'm going to jam everything at Liliana. Maybe no, I can't. I can't let that ultimate. God, it's so frustrating. Why does it have to be at 7? Grasp. That's so frustrating that he had a kill spell on top of everything. Like, what the fuck, man? I can't stand this game sometimes. All right. Hopefully he finds the exact thing he needs. He did not. I think I would trade with this Distended Mindbender since this just gets chumped on the ground, and I'd prefer not to go to 10. I wouldn't mind getting another card back either. Probably his Planar Outburst. Or I could just get Radiant Flames, and then I could get in. Yeah, I could trade with this, and then Radiant Flames his little shits, and I could get in with Advocate. That might actually be the best line. If he sees that, he'll prevent that from happening, but We'll see what he leaves his 4 mana open for. Hopefully he just plays Gideon, just to be extra irritating. I really want him to attack now that I've seen this Radiant Flames line. So badly I want it. Of course he doesn't. Why would he? Fuck. Okay. I'm just going to attack with everything. At this Liliana. I know this seems stupid, but... It probably was. I probably should have held it back. I don't know what I was thinking, actually. Oh, God. Why? Oh, my God. He found a blocker. God. So awful. I don't even know how people are so lucky. I really don't. I mean, I get to choose which planeswalker I want to kill, which is nice. But after that, it's going to be pretty tough. That Linvala was just such an obscene draw for him. Okay, so he's going to get the Angel. He kills his own guy to get the Angel. Fucking ridiculous. God. It's fucking ridiculous. Why? Why is it so unfair? Why is this so unfair, this game? Look at that. Look at that shit. I can't even kill anything now. That is absurd. That is absurd. I just need Ulamog. That's what I need. I'm gonna get this just so I can draw. Fuck this. God. Let's see, I could Nissa's Pilgrimage first, so I don't find these damn lands. Plus Vegetation. Of course I don't have enough mana. Okay. So if I attack with this and he eats it, I get something back. Seems reasonable. If he attacks with everything, I guess I could just block with it. I think if he attacks with everything, I just chump block this Greenwarden and just let this Nissa die and then try and crack back. I don't think he will, though. He might attack with the 2 angels, but I doubt it. He wants to ult this Liliana more than anything. I want it to die more than anything. He may not attack with anything. He's just going to try and win with these zombies because his draw was so fucking good. God, I hate this game. Fuck. It's fucking stupid, man. This is ridiculous, guys. This is ridiculous. What kind of person has all the things that he had right on time? Jagoffs, that's who. It's my last chance to get Ulamog. Is that good enough? It's really not. I could plus Chandra and prevent this Liliana from going off. I could also, let's see, so I'd have 4 left over, 5 left over, so I'd have 5 mana left over. Let's see, if I -4 and I kill my 2 things and his 3 things, I could attack in the air for 3. I could also get back the Chandra. I think no matter what, I pretty much have to -4. Avacyn? Avacyn? Oh, it's so irritating. God fucking damn it.
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
It's fucking ridiculous. That disgusts me. Kitten, come here. Kitten, make me happy again. Kitten. I don't know what to name this thing. I should probably just stop this video since I'm so irritated now. That was bullshit, man. Like, that was unbelievable that he had those planeswalkers and that combination of creatures and to find the Linvala off the top and to have that Avacyn right then and everything. Like, what in the fuck, man? I can't stand this game. It's such bullshit. It's fucking ridiculous. Ugh. It's unbelievable. I'll never get over it. Like, I'm just gonna be irritated for this entire video, unfortunately, because of how unfair that was. It's garbage. Okay, so I'm not gonna use this Grapple with the Past until turn 5 at the earliest. Because I may find something else. This will probably die because we're against Abzan again, and Abzan has everything right when they need it, and he hasn't played a single spell, so he'll probably start with Gideon. Or no, he'd start with a kill spell now that, you know, I mean, God, I don't even know. This is obviously a blessed alliance, so we'll just, I'm not even going to attack. See, he paused because he's like, what the hell? No attacks? No free Blessed Alliance? What the hell, guy? Not gonna attack this turn either. Oh, little kitten. I knew you'd come back. You're so cute. Come here. I just refuse to let him get 4 life and kill my guy. He's got to kill something worse. There we go. So this time I think I'll activate this land. Maybe I won't. Maybe I will let him kill it this time. Although Advocate, ooh, ah. Yeah. Blessed Alliance. Oh, grasp, sure. Well, it's either going to be Avacyn or activate these lands or whatever. I'm actually just going to attack with both this time. And then I'll Woodland Bellower afterwards. Avacyn would be the worst. Activating these lands would be the best. Why wouldn't he have a grasp? His land lives too. It's so awful. Let's see, the greatest path to victory is probably Bellower first. He probably has a board wipe here. I can only imagine. But probably. If this isn't Planar Outburst, I'd be shocked. Oh, Linvala. I am shocked. That is actually shocking to me. I'm going to hold off on this grapple. I think Guy's Revenge is actually correct here. How this doesn't end in Sorin or something, I have no idea. I'm sure he'll leave this Death Touch land up again. Kalitas. It's actually a little frustrating. Ulamog. Flawless victory. Yep. I didn't have the mana to cast it, but why fuck around? All right, so we're having a good old time here. So we're missing a bunch of colors, but we do have Grapple to get a land and Explosive Vegetation to get a land. It's a little high cost. I don't know what we're against. I kind of want to keep this hand, as mediocre as it is. Because if he happens to be some kind of aggro, we can Radiant Flames on like turn 5. Which seems shitty, but okay, so he's like Delirium. That'll give us time. We don't need to grapple right now. We could wait and see if we draw a land first. Because if we don't, we can just grapple anyway. I usually like to save these if possible. Okay, so it might be some kind... I mean, well, this is a weird card. I guess it does fuel Delirium one time and gives you a flyer, but still a little strange for black-green. Alright, we need to hit a land here pretty badly. We did. I think just getting the double might be better. Huh. So he's like Sultai, discard, madness stuff. I don't know. It's pretty strange. Guy's Revenge. Oh, he's probably a Reanimator deck. So he'll probably, yeah, he'll probably reanimate this Guy's Revenge the very next turn with Rise from the Grave or whatever. That was not what we were looking for. So if he Rise from the Graves this turn, we're going to die because we don't have red in order to effectively block that thing. Well, I mean, I guess we could Woodland Bellower, so I guess we can block it. Never mind. Okay, so he's got a Thought-Knot Seer in his deck, probably. What would I get with this Woodland Bellower? Tour to Bellow. I could just get a Tireless Tracker. The tracker lives next turn. The Explosive Vegetation will give me 3 clues. It's pretty good. I have a suspicion one or both of these things will die this turn, though. I'm not sure. He certainly discards with every single one of his spells. Maybe he, like, Rise from the Tides, too. Like, maybe he rises from the dead and rises from the tides. So he just puts a bunch of spells and... I don't know. I guess those strategies are a little contrary. This is certainly a unique deck. Never seen anything like it before. Not with these colors. Not with this and some of the... I mean, this is a weird deck that my opponent's playing. I respect it for being creative. thing about being creative and doing decks like this is if you get really good at tuning your own list, nobody but you will know what you're doing. And I end up with situations like that quite a bit because I'll make some crazy rogue brew and I'll play it so much that it'll kind of get an edge on people. People won't know exactly what to expect. Because a lot of times you can predict what the word... Yeah, okay, so this is the Rise from the Graves thing that I had predicted. So we don't die if I don't block. I have to lose both of my guys to block, and he might just have another way to get it back. I want those clues. I want those clues. I have to block, though. Damn it. If he has another one of those, it's going to be pretty rough. I can't play Explosive Vegetation and Radiant Flames next turn, which is also slightly annoying. So I think I need to Bruna... Or, I can't Bruna until next turn. Nissa first. I feel like I might have to minus Nissa. In order to prevent another necromantic summons from killing me. What is the conundrum? I could also plus and just play this Woodland Bellower out. Maybe that's the plan. It's only a 4/4, but that's okay. It's just trying to prevent me from dying. This way I get 2 draws out of this. Oh, never mind. That's annoying. I get no draws out of this Nissa. I get 1. It's alright, I got a 4/4. Alright. So, Tireless Tracker. Land. So I would double block again if given the opportunity. Because I would only lose one guy unless he had a kill spell. And I can Bruna back the Tireless Tracker. And I can even... Okay, so he did have a kill spell. And he had another kill spell. And I go to 4. Yep. This is what I mean. Like, some people just have everything. Like, he's out of cards, but he has everything. I can double Radiant Flames, and I think that I will. Ooh, that's actually even better. Yeah, let's do that. And then I can Radiant Flames for 2. And leave Grapple up. Alright, grapple. This is a pretty good path to victory on an empty board. I think Bruning right now is... I probably should have Bruned before even. That was a mistake. I'm going to gain more life. I wanted the Tireless Tracker, but now I see that the path is to more life. I fumbled that turn quite a bit. I wasn't confident enough in what I was doing. I think I'm gonna crack a clue to just be mana efficient and Vessel next turn. We have lethal on board if he doesn't take care of these angels too, but he hasn't left, so I assume that... Oh, he left. Okay. So you see how this deck kind of just gets out of hand. It's like you don't have to ramp into Ulamog, but you can ramp into just anything. Chaining angels or chaining angels into humans, or, you know, if you play Bruna and you get back Tireless Tracker and they kill the Tireless Tracker with some Languish or something, and then they kill the Bruna with something else. You know, you got 2 kill spells out of the hand. Then you grapple from the past and you get back Bruna again. And now you got 2 things again. Like, that's the crux of the deck. It only has 1 Bruna, but one's all you need unless they exile it. But there's other ways to win, so. There's a lot of 1-ofs in this deck. This is kind of just a silver bullet strategy. You got a little answer for just about everything. This isn't good enough. It's got a lot of good cards, but pretty much every hand does. Once again, it's better to have hands that put things in the graveyard and get things back from the graveyard than it is to actually just have early plays. Because that digs you to your long-term plan. The best decks are always going to be decks that can do the same thing over and over. This deck's reasonably good at doing the same thing over and over. The issue is when you play mono white, what you're trying to do is play the same humans over and over, and you do, because there's just a bunch of the same humans, and they're all white, and it's really consistent, which is why that's one of the best decks. This is trying to do the same thing, except instead of all the humans costing 1 and 2 mana, everything costs a ton. But it all amounts to the same thing. I'm not sure what we're going against here. This is not a very commonly played card. I mean, it would be good for like 5-color planeswalkers or something. And by good, I mean okay at best. I'd rather just run Pilgrim's Eye. Alright. I'm going to take this Advocate. The Advocate here is particularly good because I can play a land and Explosive Vegetation and it'll be a 4/6 next turn. So if he doesn't kill it this turn, we'll be online for our thing. So this I want to destroy as soon as he doesn't have mana open. So I'll play the Woodland Bellower as soon as possible. Oh, never mind. I'll just kill this right now. I do not want him to have any chance to do anything with that card. This card is basically... It just says Ulamog, the Ceaseless Hunger, eventually. It's just the most unfair thing ever. Like, anybody that plays this is either trying to do one of two things. Either turbo Ulamog out, or they're just trying to make a whole bunch of tokens. And either of those strategies are really annoying if that thing sits around, so it's better to have it not sit around. That's another thing that's not very fun to have sitting around. So I'm going to attack with both of these things, and then I'm going to grapple back this Reclamation Sage when he blocks, inevitably. Because that'll just shut his whole strategy off. He is doing the tokens thing, incidentally, so he's not actually doing the Ulamog thing. It's okay to quote-unquote waste that grapple on this Rec Sage to deal with that immediate threat when we can Greenwarden back this grapple and get whatever we want back later. Man, he's just flooded on these enchantments. We certainly would have lost the game provided we didn't do exactly what we just did. I think because he's got like the chump block plan, I'm just going to get this grapple back. The Guy's Revenge just isn't going to happen. Not this game. It's good to have Gaia's Revenge against the control decks, though. It's slightly annoying, actually. But we have Eldritch Evolution that lets us sacrifice that thing. Hopefully we'll get to do that at some point. Oh my... So we drew really well this game. So this finds us... I guess pretty much whatever we want. Get back. Another grapple. I'm actually not going to get anything back. Just let it sit in the graveyard. We may need it later. So we can get... Bruna's not the greatest because we don't get to get something, but she is gigantic. Maybe the best path is just Avacyn. Usually I like to find the tools for the Brazella combo stuff, but... Planar Outburst. I've tried these token strategies before and they're a little too slow. And there's a little bit too many... It doesn't play enough strong cards. It actually used to be good. I had a winning record with it in the last season, but I had a severely losing record in the most recent season, so... So we do the Greenwarden. I think we just Rec Sage. That's why 1 or 2 Rec Sages is so excellent in these grapple package decks, is because it, you know, if those were tutelages, we could have just nailed all our tutelages. Like, we killed 3 enchantments. It's usually enough to win. Because he hasn't conceded, I feel like he probably has like a Planar Outburst still, but maybe not. There he goes. Well, may as well do the final swing of the video here. I think it's funny how he conceded with these 2 planeswalkers in his hand. It actually makes this final swing, quote unquote, not a final swing. It's actually really fucking funny. Eldritch Evolution. I'm gonna do that now. Just look and see what we can do. Unless it's just this. I'm gonna draw on everything first, since I can't actually win the game this turn. I may just kill like these planeswalkers, or try and kill one of them. Let's see. Gideon's the most annoying at this point. I'm going to hold this back because if they draw Planar Outburst, the other one, I don't want to just get completely punished and lose to these Planeswalkers randomly. Although it'd be funny if I lost to the computer after that guy got discouraged and left. Can you kill 3 things? Got him. Well, that's the video, folks. If you like doing angel stuff, Decklist Below. Good night now.